Today I want to spend a little bit of time with writing equations of hyperbolas in standard form. So we've done this with all of our other conic sections. Today what I want to do is do with the hyperbola, and basically we're going to collect all of our x's together, collect all of our y's together, and then we're going to complete the square with our x's and with the y's. Then we also want to get it equal to 1. So let's go ahead and start with that with our first example. Shouldn't take too long to go through this process. So the first thing I'm going to do is bring my x's together. Since my x squared is positive, I want that to be first, because when I factor this, I want to have that positive term to be our first term, then minus our second term. Remember, our general form is x minus h squared over a squared minus our y minus k squared over b squared equals 1, or our y's and our x's could be switched. But we always want that first term to be positive as we do it. So I'm going to bring my y squareds together, and then equals my number, 17 in this case. I'm going to go ahead and complete the square with my x's. I can do that since I have a positive 1 coefficient for my x's. So I have x squared, 6 divided by 2. We've done this how many times now, huh? 3 squared gives us 9, so we get 6x plus 9. If I add 9 to the left side, I also have to add 9 to the right side. Now my y's, we have that negative out there, so we're going to have to pull that negative out first. So we get y squared minus a 10y. Now we can go ahead and complete the square with our negative 10. Negative 10 divided by 2 squared gives us 25. So we're adding 25 here, but we're actually subtracting 25 from the left side. So to combat that, we need to subtract 25 from the left, or from the right as well. Go ahead and factor. We have x plus 3 squared minus y minus 5 squared. We have 17 plus 9, excuse me, is 20, well, we got 26. That's kind of nice. Minus 25 gives us 1. So with this one, there is nothing to divide out. We have it equal to 1, so our a and our b squared values are both going to be 1 as well. So when you go ahead and graph this, we know our a and our b values. We'll see if that happens on this next one. I don't think it does. Let's go ahead and see 9x squared plus 10 equals 4y squared plus 24y minus 62. So this one's set up a little differently. Notice we have some x's on the left side, our y's are on the right side, and our constants are kind of split between the two. So what I want to do is go ahead and bring everything that has a y or an x to the left side. My constant, I'm going to move to the right side. So I have 9x squared. Looks like this one, our y's are going to be the negative part of my parabola as well. That's going to equal a negative 72. So what I did was I subtracted 4y squared, I subtracted 24y, and I subtracted 10 over to the right side. I'm going to go ahead and complete the square with my 9x squareds. I don't need to complete the square with that one because there is no linear term with my x's. So I know that my center is going to be centered on x equals 0, or at x equals 0 there. I'm going to go ahead and factor out my negative 4, so we get y squared plus 6y. That equals our negative 72. I'm going to go ahead and take my 6 divided by 2 and square it. So we get 6 divided by 2 is 3 squared gives me 9, so I'm adding 9 to that side. I am actually adding negative 36 to this. So I'm going to subtract, I'm going to subtract 36 from this side as well. Remember, negative 4 times our 9 gives us a negative 36. So that's where I get my negative 36 on this side. I'm going to go ahead and complete the square, or factor, so I get y plus 3 squared. And over here I get a negative 108 at this point. Well, now what I want to do is get this to equal 1. So I'm going to go ahead and divide by a negative 108. And that's going to cause something interesting to happen. So if I go ahead and reduce that, my 108 divided by 9, that's going to give me 12. So I get x squared over a negative 12. If I take my 108 divided by 4, I'm going to get a 27. So that's going to change this. We have a negative 4 divided by a negative 4 and a negative 108. A negative divided by negative gives us a positive. So we get our y plus 3 squared divided by 27, and that's going to equal 1. So what that's actually going to happen and do is it's going to switch these two terms. So my positive term comes first. So I'm going to end up with a y plus 3 squared over 27 minus x squared over 12 equals 1. And now I can go ahead and graph this, finding my center, finding my foci, so on and so forth. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask and reach out, and good luck with them.